This guy's ready. Two thumbs ready. That's this guy. Welcome to Out Weeks in the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics, movies, and more. Tonight we're going to be diving into a ton of books. We're playing catch-up. It's been an eventful summer coming to the calendar end. Not the actual seasonal end, though. God, it's so hot here. But the calendar end, school's coming back in, and we're going to be looking at some numbers for this summer's biggest blockbusters or flopbusters. We're going to be talking a little bit about Spider-Man, but then we're going to be diving into books as well as taking our second trip through the history of the DC universe. So don't go anywhere. This is mandatory knowledge for old comic fans and new. Let's go. You.
Me.
You.
My friends call me Paul.
Paul. More important thing is what has Cliff called you? That's the more important thing.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, I was just hanging out on Bryant's stream. I have issues. I have comic issues. Bryant, he had Cliff on. I was listening to those guys while I was trying to get ready for this. Fantastic stream. He's done a couple of these live streams now where he just has somebody on. He kind of just talks to them, picks their brain a little bit. It's very informal, but it's very thoughtful, if that makes sense. Like Bryant has questions, and the questions are good questions. You're not learning this person's lineage, but you get a lot of good information, and it's just really fun. But I'm liking what he's doing. And Cliff was on there this evening, and Cliff's always a pleasure to hang out with Cliff on a stream. He's a fun guy. But I'm dying of allergies right now, so Paul's going to be pulling a lot of weight tonight. He's going to be doing a whole lot of in-depth reviews on a stack of probably over 60 comics, aren't you, Paul?
Yes, I forgot my stack. It's over there.
That's fine. I'll hold the book up and you'll just be able to review it. Yeah. But I'll try not to blow y'all's ears out with my runny nose. But what is going on? We got the adventurous one, Joseph Michaels, 25-month member milestone. Nice. Big shout out to Joe. That's a reminder. Today is the Legion Loot giveaway. We'll draw for the Legionnaire of the month and send him a big prize pack. I'll show you what that prize pack is here shortly. We got Matt. Here's for her. What is it?
I said in mere moments.
Mere moments, yeah. What's going on, Matt? We got Cliff in here, 19 months strong. Let's go, Legion. Oh, wait. # we are Legion. There it is. Digger Jim, what is going on? I need this DC Universe knowledge. Yeah, you do. We all do.
Absolutely.
We all do. Look, I'm throwing the Superman, the DC, Batman, Jane Gang, Austin Over Peach, F Cancer, all these custom emojis. You get access to those by joining the channel membership. Cliff's got them too. Good Lord. You still didn't grab the Netty Bot. Dude, I was waiting on you to bring it, Sledge. Yeah, what was it?
He has one, but he tried to follow Durz's instructions and it didn't work.
It didn't work. I put it in my ear. What was that? I can't remember what that was forever.
Forward in his ear.
Oh my gosh. I'm about to go kick this fan on, Paul. Do you want to tell everyone what's going on your channel this coming week?
Sure. Tomorrow morning, Mark and I, we have our DC Comics Deep Dive every Monday morning. There were no absolute issues this past week. But the week before, we had Superman number 28, which is the Legion of Darkseid. And so we're going to be diving into that instead until we get to some more absolute issues next week. So,
and for context, they are from the absolute world.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of still.
They are the first absolute characters that are actually appearing in the regular universe.
Yeah. It's pretty wicked. Yeah, they're starting to tease Darkseid now. A whole lot of stuff is cranking up. All right, let me get that off there. I think I've done all those things. All right, this is what's going to be in the Legion Loot tonight for the channel members in the Legion tier. Your name's already been added to the wheel. So I got some exclusives and some variants. We got Thunderbolts number 1 with Yelena on there. So we got the lovely lady cover. Thunderbolts number 1, the David Nakayama Virgin variant. We have a Something is Killing the Children by Gabriel Dell'Otto signed at I think it was MegaCon. Nick got me a stack of stuff just because he's a good dude. Sent me a whole bunch of stuff. He's like, keep them, pay him for it, do what. I'm like, dude, I'm going to pay him for it. Of course. It was sweet of you. You can't keep nothing unless you give it away. That's how it goes. The Banner of War, Tyler Kirkham variant. And Johnny Quest foiled Out of Its Mind. I don't know who's reading Space Quest right now, but it is awesome. And this beautiful, was it Middleton?
Joshua Middleton, yep.
Dude, Like, how isn't this guy like more popular than Jenny Frisson? Because it's like Frisson, but with a little bit different.
He does very little work. He did the original when it was X-23 NYX. He
Yeah,
started that comic, and then and now he does very infrequent work.
very. He's
Mostly
got some
just covers if he does anything.
amazing Wonder Woman covers out there.
Yeah.
But then we've got Vigilante issue number 1, because this month it's technically August now. So for the July box here, I made sure we
Not even technically, it is August.
it is August. Yeah, it's literally August. So I'm looking to the future. We got Vigilante number 1, first issue of his own series. Peacemaker number 1, the modern comic version. We have the first appearance of Vigilante in the New Teen Titans annual number 2, and then we have the brand new DC Finest Peacemaker collection. Includes
newsstand too. That
kinds of good stuff.
That annual.
Oh yeah, newsstand. Well, so was everything back then. There weren't a lot of comic shops back then.
80s, that was probably when they first started. 80, 81.
Yeah, the majority of books at this point were definitely newsstand. There was definitely some, because you'd have like some of the earliest little pictures drawn on there, but you didn't have like a direct market barcode. You'd have a barcode or an actual picture.
Yeah, because I know my Titans number 1 doesn't have the barcode. It has the Watchmen are coming to the whatever.
Yeah,
the DC universe.
Yeah, this is 1983, so there definitely aren't many comic shops. This comic shop started in like what, the mid 70s?
Yeah, probably. Let me start the early 80s, probably.
Yeah. Now, what's going on, Bryant? Good to see you in here. So we'll spin the wheel for those in just a little bit. But starting it off, Fantastic Four news. Not so Fantastic Four news. This has been an interesting rollout. We were wondering like how things are going to stack up when people can go see whatever they want to see when it's not premiere weekend. It's the second theatrical release weekend for Fantastic Four. From Friday to Friday, it dropped 80%, setting an all-new record for the biggest drop-off, I think, probably of any movie. I bet Morbius didn't drop off this far, but that's absolutely bananas. Overall, for total weekend, it was like a 56% drop-off, which is right in the pocket or something like that. Why aren't you in bed?
Well, they have school right now, starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
School.
Tell Paul good night.
Good night.
Good night. Why, I'm going to bed? No, you're going to bed. Okay.
Good night, buddy.
Hey. That might break the...
It could, so let's not do that. Love you. Go to bed.
I only shoot you.
Okay.
Good night, friend.
Good night, bud.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
well, I have one to it that ain't yours.
Standard. But yeah, massive drop-off. Dead in the Water. Unfortunately, Dead in the Water. It's one of those things. I talked about it in my walkout review. Before I even walked in the movie, I did some filming and talked to some other couples that were going to see Superman. That just... Everybody that wants to see this movie went and saw it opening weekend, and unfortunately, the number of people that wanted to see this movie was ridiculously small. Why are you showing me a flashlight right now?
And look what else it is.
Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, look at me. What am I going to say?
Don't try to...
No, what am I going to say? I'm not even talking about... Yes, that's it. Go.
But Monkey's writing your name in...
Oh, I'm not worried about what she's doing. You go to bed.
Mommy,
1, 2.
It's red. Orange.
That kid, he's too cute. It's hard to be fine. But yeah, nobody's seeing it. Nobody. He saw it. Finn saw it. Finn liked it. I saw it. I liked it. It's a decent movie. In terms of post-Endgame MCU movies, it's one of the better ones, easily.
Not if you listen to Rob Liefeld.
Oh, dude, that was hilarious. What all did he say? Galactus. Why does his face look like that?
Looks like stop motion.
He said the kaiju look better. Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
So what it comes down to, we've seen this happen twice now this year, right? Thunderbolts. I would argue that Thunderbolts is not a bad movie. I'm not saying it's a great movie in context like all cinema. Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts aren't ranking in the top anything, but in terms of like MCU movies, just judging it against itself, they were decent movies. They were okay, and that's okay. It's okay to be an okay movie, but you can't expect big numbers from okay. Not when it's so expensive to go. Not when there's so many other options. Not when you're just going to throw it on your streaming platform in a couple of weeks. But Yeah, I think it is cool that Rob Liefeld's like unfiltered now that he's not tied to Marvel. He's been going hard against him. I'll say it again: a movie must be a 7 or better for me to go see it twice. Neither Fantastic Four nor Superman are a 7.
Yeah, and actually, Fantastic Four actually dropped approximately 66%,
That's it, not 56. 60.
not 56.
Superman was the 56.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, it's blowing my mind how the internet is trying to rewrite history in real time, singing the praises of that second week drop off for Superman. Oh, 56, that's amazing. That's horrible. That is terrible for something that has such positive reaction and feedback. But I think the difference is a lot of people were going all throughout the week. The numbers showed that people were going all throughout the week, and Superman has become, like, in all sincerity, quite the success. It's not, it doesn't have an international market. So the fact that it's pulling the numbers it is straight domestic, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
And there are very real and tangible reports from comic shops around the country that say that people are interested in Superman again.
Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is open the internet to see.
Mhm.
Yeah, we said it before. James Gunn did the impossible. He made the general audience like Superman again. That was his objective. That's what he was tasked with doing. Make people care about this universe and do it with Superman. Because he should be our flagship. Hey buddy, that's just your reflection, man. Finn, are you back in here?
How can he say no? You're talking to him. How can he say no?
He stopped and went, bye. But yeah, I'm still interested to see how it plays out the rest of the way. You know, this first week, I mean, everyone starts school at different times. Monday, tomorrow is when the counties over here start. But over in Sledge's neck of the woods, they do the year-round schooling. So they went back a couple weeks ago. But, I mean, they have a summer break. It just isn't as long. But it'll be interesting to see what people do on these first weekends. You know, you want to do something, but you can't go nowhere. And it's still summertime, so
Superman has now knocked off The Hobbit in the top 15 for Warner Brothers movies. It is now
top
number
15.
Yeah.
That's for domestic.
Yeah, domestic. Yes.
Yeah. There's all kind of little subcategories that are being created.
Exactly.
But I'm liking it. Joe puts it at a 10 and a 9. That's fair. I think me and Joe have like the same score. I put mine at Superman like at an 8 out of 10 for me. That's with my like built-in bias. But Fantastic Four, I put it like at a 7 is what I gave it. It's good. It's good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, again, my the only thing that held Superman back was just the tone. That's all. Like they just leaned into it a little too much for it to be higher than an 8 for me. But outside of that, Marvel's betting on next year. You know, we still have a few projects coming out. Marvel's dumping. Keep in mind, we're still in the kill it all, burn it with fire era here. And man, it's kind of weird what they've got going on. But this is the year where they're dumping 9 projects all in one year, and we're over halfway through now. We still have Wonder Man at the end of the year, a Wakanda cartoon TV show, Marvel Zombies cartoon TV show, but no more cinematic.
Disney, interestingly, they dumped all 4 episodes of Eyes of Wakanda early. It was supposed to come out at the end of the month. They've already dumped them on.
Oh, it already released?
Yeah, they dumped them like 3 weeks early.
That's crazy. No one's even noticed. How did you notice?
I read it.
Oh,
my phone tells me everything.
That's crazy. No one in all these infinite group chats we're in has said anything about it. That's wild. Pop said he just watched Final Destination Bloodlines, and it was better than Fantastic Four First Steps. Hasn't seen Fantastic Four, but he knows it's better. R.I.P. Tony Todd. Yeah, I watched Bloodline yesterday. I fell asleep through like the 30 minutes in the middle. I missed the Tony Todd scene, but yeah, I enjoyed what I saw. I saw it was on Max, and my mom called me asking what Final Destination was because my 8-year-old nephew was expressing his interest in watching it, and Mom didn't know what it was, so she called me. I'm like, no, that's not okay. She's like, oh yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, you do is watch the first. Is it the very first Final Destination, and the is it the guy that maybe it's at the end, but when the guy gets hit by a bus.
Yeah, the girl gets hit by the bus in the middle of it, then at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
Iconic bus scene. Yeah.
Steve Bizzle noticed. There you go.
So does the Wakanda show like take place like in current time era? Does it go back?
I haven't seen it. I'm not sure. I just know that I read that they had already dropped them, even though they weren't scheduled to be dropped until the end of the month.
All right, they've officially announced that they're going to be like resetting this whole MCU thing, which kind of makes me wonder now because we got the that little promo tease of Tom Holland in the Spider-Man suit with the mask off. We're getting a lot of set footage already too.
Yeah, and did you notice that I've seen all the pictures of him on set where he's standing on the tank or whatever, right, and all those things. But that scene where he comes in through the doors of the stage is exactly like what they did for Avengers.
Is it?
Yeah.
Reminded me of Captain Marvel.
No, it's what Robert Downey Jr. did.
Oh. As a Wakanda is boring, I was hoping to see something, but it's just a bunch of Afrocentric pop propaganda. Bloodlines was good for what it is, a horror suspense type movie pops, and yes, R.I.P. Tony Todd, aka Candyman. The movie got an 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah, it has some cool kill scenes in it. Some really cool ones. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun movies. It's the only like horror franchise where the you can't even see the killer. It's kind of fun. All right, so let's get into it. We'll draw the Legion loot here in a little bit, but in the meantime, we've got a lot of books to go through. We've got a lot. And Paul, I'm going to just start like working my way through this.
Okay.
And if it's one that you've read, feel free to jump in. But this is big stack of books here. We'll pull from the bottom. I don't think they're in chronological order anymore, but we got to talk Batman Hush 2 or Hatoosh.
God bless you.
Thank you. It's Batman issue number 169. This is the fourth, right? The fourth chapter in Hatoosh.
Correct.
What are you watching tonight?
SummerSlam is on.
Oh, okay. I had no clue.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Hush 2. It is chapter 4. The next chapter will come out in 2 months again. So the Matt Fraction one will come out before chapter number 5 of Hush 2.
Wow, that's kind of odd. Ooh, yeah. I am glad that they're not going to be stopping the Matt Fraction one releasing on time. I know a lot of people are complaining about this series, Hush 2. Mm-hmm. I think the second issue felt a little slow, but it's picked up a little bit of pace. That last issue with Damian coming in with Bane, I thought was awesome. This one's kind of just more of an action issue. I think this Hatoosh has failed to really capture the intrigue the first one did. You know, not knowing who Hush was part of the biggest intrigue of Hush. What makes it so iconic is you wanted to know, and watching it play out. I don't know what this one's trying to do, what it's trying to capture. It feels
you also had those, WTF moments too. It's like, oh my God, is Jason Todd's back? And then it's like, well, he wasn't really back. It was Clayface, and it's like, but you didn't know that obviously the first time you saw it. So you were wondering that. And the whole thing is, I think the lateness of it is probably gonna affect it as well. The fact that they're taking a break in the middle of it, you really something that's this. What it's supposed to be, like epic. You gotta keep going, and any pause and it just ruins the momentum for it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It had a lot of promise going into it.
Yeah, I mean the art is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, one of the sleeper hits coming out right now, Mr. Terrific Year 1. This is issue number 3. I had to get this Raza cover. Normally, I'm an issue 1 kind of A cover kind of guy, but this variant was too good. You got Michael Holt there with the T-Spheres. This is fantastic. I enjoyed issue 1. Issue 2 kind of goes back over that origin story when the Spectre came to him, and that put me all the way over. But in this one, you have Michael trying to infiltrate the company that he sold off in his grief, and he's working on taking it back over, but differently than you would expect. The corporation he sold off that was his is doing some dirty science and stuff and poisoning the locals and everything. Just not intentionally. They just don't care that they are, kind of thing. And also this it was cool because it's kind of like it reminded me of the Large Hadron Collider, like the idea, like don't turn that on, you'll create a singularity and you'll kill everything in existence. Kind of a moment like that with them in this, with their own projects, and I thought was really cool. You keeping up with that?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Loved it. I am so in for a Mr. Terrific series. So saw Naked Gun and loved it. 9 out of 10. Nice.
It is far from
what I said was something that was supposed to be epic. I said.
Yeah. What is going on, Kevin? Good to see you here. Do we touched on that historic tanking of that second week drop of Fantastic Four just a little bit ago. I was just thinking about you because I wanted to be consistent. I was dogging on it. I enjoyed the movie, but man, crap show Marvel is having this year. Absolute crap show. What's going on, Rich? Good to see you. Hey, here we go. This was a big deal book, right? The Justice League Unlimited issue number 9. This is the We Are Yesterday epilogue. So that was a little crossover story that they did between World's Finest and Justice League. Gorilla Grodd got some boosted powers from Martian Manhunter, decided to time hop and cherry pick different Legion of Doom members from all across time that really haven't been defeated by the Justice League yet. He looked at their current state of things, this Justice League, this unlimited roster, like how are we going to beat them if we never beat them before? So he put up this merry band of villains to go at it, and they clearly didn't win, but in the process of doing it, there's a lot of time-displaced heroes, and kind of touch on a little bit of that in here, and it kind of tees up what's coming with the Legion of Darkseid. You see you have the World Forger there, Perpetua's child, but
yes, and also the I'm sure somewhere in that pile is Justice League Dark Tomorrow.
Yeah, we can stick with that. That's definitely in there. Are all the DC in the back? Is that what's happening here?
That is also, I don't think it says epilogue, but it does have the We Are Yesterday mini logo on it too. In the bottom. What does it say in the bottom there?
Yeah, it's got the We Are Yesterday thing on there.
What does it call it?
Aftermath.
Aftermath, of course.
Yeah, so all those time displaced heroes are now banding together to deal with some stuff. They're gonna have to move forward. You know, you got Booster Gold back there. From what we know, it looks like he's being tortured.
Gold Beetle.
Yes, Gold Beetle front and center right there. You got Earth 2 Huntress, Batman Beyond. Jonah Hex is also on the team, which is super cool. But yeah, they're having to go out and do something. I forgot what they have to go to. What are they going to do? Because they fought a lot of people. They had fought the shadow demons that were Wave Rider. We don't know who the character is. All right.
It's basically they basically have resuscitated the Legends of Tomorrow show.
Basically. So that's clearly Rip Hunter, right?
Right. You would think.
Yeah. So in the opening of this, you see a person who's in a sealed suit narrating through this whole thing while he's hopping around showing you where these shadow creatures are killing temporal characters that can travel through time. And he ultimately shows up on the watchtower, says, I need a team. We got to go deal with this. And the team they put together are these displaced heroes. Some of them are just kind of fizzling back into their own time naturally. Some have not. So they get together and they go out to go address this. He doesn't want to reveal who he is in fear that it can mess up the time stream, but his ship,
right,
his actual ship comes to pick him up. Right.
This happened to be called the Wave Rider.
Yeah.
And it ends up being
the character actually dies in the beginning.
Right. And it ends up being the Shadowlast from the Legion of Darkseid, who is the person.
Yeah, so we get introduced to the 4th Legion of Darkseid member. And also they go to Vanishing Point to try to stop him at this Nexus point where they've tracked them back to. This was really cool. What it does is it serves as a one-shot to kind of let readers that might not have been reading everything else kind of get an idea of what's going on before you move over to the Legion of Darkseid story in Superman and the other stuff that'll be happening in the pages of Justice League. It's a place setter one-shot. I like how they do those because it was just cool. I'm excited to see what they do with this hodgepodge team. Always a fan. Here's one I know Paul picked up. Green Lantern number 25. This is the one where they go, they finally fire up the giant core construction that they did, but Starbreakers are the same thing.
Exactly. We get Hal and Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire doing one thing, and then we go back again and we see Kyle and Connor Kent and Aya. We get Aya again, so they're all working towards the same thing. And yeah, they basically at the end they have all of these different lanterns around. So
they're trying to balance the spectrum again with all the separate battery cores on the different planets shut down. Sinestro takes in an apprentice Warn, like, yeah, you can follow me at your own peril. But at the same time, the Starbreakers are setting up the same thing. It's kind of like a race to see who's going to control the emotional spectrum with this new central core concoction made up of all the different batteries. It's pretty cool. 39 member month milestone, John, brother. Brother John's Comics with a member milestone chat. 39 months. What's good, friends and lovers? Hashtag we are Legion. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing good. See what's on the bottom here. Oh, that's a good one. So this is the blank version. This is a kind of a big deal. We got a brand new Godzilla series. I think Tim Seeley's writing it. Yeah, Tim Seeley's writing it, which isn't an auto
Godzilla universe, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. So like, there's been different eras for Godzilla. The movies are categorized into different eras. You have like the Shoho or whatever, the Heisei or whatever, which is the 90s. It's how you break it up. You know, Godzilla has died in the movies and then has come back, and they make sense of it all. But this is the first time there's a new era, and it's called the Kaisei era, and it's in comic form. Takes place in a world where Godzilla is not weird, and people are trying to harness and control the nuclear ability of him. It's a nuclear ability that's unique to these kaiju. And some people are even affected by it and hold power. And you have like the G-Force team and all kinds of weird stuff. You have like mutate people that have been affected by it weirdly and stuff. And there's going to be 2 other series that come along in this, what's it called? Kaisei era. It's the Kaisei is what they call this energy that he has. But it was really cool. I really dug it. Really, issue number 2? And I thought this was way more issues in this. Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens, issue number 2. This is the final in the trilogy of the Here There Be. And it says alien attack. You know, you got the little Hedoras everywhere. The humans have Jet Jaguar that they've kind of rolled out in this. The whole Sons of Giants stuff from the second volume has really come forefront. The secret agencies in our government are truly operating as like modern day Sons of the Giants that protect kaiju and keep the world safe from other invaders and kaiju. But this is really cool. Let's see what Donovan says. 41 month strong, he says. I am thinking of sending my Action Comics 1 gold foil to Henry Cavill signing. What do you think? Do it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. The only thing well, you got to crack it open, right? First. And then do you lose the numbering because you've cracked it open?
Yeah, you need to communicate with CGC first. I know that I know Nelson cracked 5 of them of the unlimited number 1 gold foils. Right. He cracked 5 of them, kept the labels, and he got them the multi-signature thing and regraded. Mm-hmm. But I think you just need to keep your label and communicate with them to keep your sequential numbering. Yeah, Godzilla stuff galore. Try to organize a couple of these real fast. Yeah, there it is. Moving over to the Hanna-Barbera stuff. So I'm enjoying Herculoids, but I think I'm going to stop at issue 6 and then just switch over to Trade Read just because the stack is too massive. But I'm really enjoying it. The hidden machine that was inside the Earth is this alien machine of old is awoken, and it's still attacking stuff, and it sends out, it's kind of like the Day the Earth Stood Still issue. Like, it sends out this humanoid android thing that starts taking on the properties and characteristics of everything it interacts with. It's tasked with sampling everything on the planet, and it finds the Herculoids and it starts just ravaging them. It was a tough issue.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Dynamite is doing incredible things with that, but kind of like I'm surprised that they're doing some of the Disney stuff, that Marvel's not doing it instead. I'm surprised Warner Brothers isn't doing the Hanna-Barbera stuff because they own all the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Disney owns Hanna-Barbera?
No, Warner.
Okay. I was about to say, whoa, I'm about to hate this planet. So Space Quest, the Dynamite Space Ghost Johnny Quest crossover. And I was this week years old when I finally realized that all of these A covers are just homages. That's Avengers where Cap returns. Mm-hmm. That's clearly AF-15. But this is super fun. The Johnny and Haji get teleported to Ghost Planet while Jan and Jace get teleported to where Johnny and Haji were, which is on a military installation. They were messing with stuff and caused a little bit of teleportation kerfluffle. So you're kind of kerfluffling with the two teams in separate areas, trying to stay alive while it's trying to figure out how to unkerfluffle their kerfluffle. It's just fun. It's just good read. It's action packed. It's got the same vibes. It's got the exact vibes you want from it. I mean, if you're a fan of any of these characters, it's the way to go. No, it's a CGC partner company, so just like sending to CGC. There you go. It's worked itself out. All right. Are you up to speed on the Energon universe?
No.
I'm about to get you there.
But I'd like to hear about it.
Void Rivals, Sola, and whatever his name is are back home. Dad's crazy. They're trying to fight over the unity of the whole planet thing. She's touched the living goddess that created this whole planet system that they live on. And it's just a battle of, should we do the unity? Will it cost us all our lives? And yeah, it's actually really good. It's really fun.
Is that title ending when he moves to Transformers?
I don't know.
I thought I heard that.
At this rate, they're all going to end. Not all the titles. I mean, all the characters in that book.
Okay.
Once they do the whole Unity thing, yeah, it's kind of like a Transformer Celestial book when you get down to it. At the core of this planet is an ancient Transformer whose life actually created this planet eons ago, the Zertonians and all that. And it was a selfless act of self-sacrifice to stop this other giant space Transformer deity kind of thing. And it's kind of got like this prophecy that it will return, but it will return in a weakened state. So we need to do this whole unity action, which will destroy both of our planets and all the people on it, but it'll wake up Zerta at the heart of the planet to come out and finally vanquish this space deity transfer, the celestial level Transformer kind of thing. It's like Unicron level stuff, but new Transformers. It's really good, dude. It's really fun. I love it, to be honest with you. I'm not doing the greatest job of wrapping it up, but we're in the weeds now. We're 20 issues in. You know what I mean? It's a lot to it. Transformers number 21 and 22 also came out. Megatron's here. Megatron ain't playing. We're finally to the point where it's like an actual war. Megatron's rolling in on the Autobots. It's just kind of a battle. The humans are finally getting coordinated a little bit. I'm expecting at some point here soon for the G.I. Joe to finally cross over and get there. The G.I. Joe are starting to recognize Transformers and like, oh, that's a videotape of Starscream. That's what that Duke guy was talking about. These two issues was kind of like a Baroness issue. She's sick of being what she feels captive with the G.I. Joe because they don't want her to leave. So they give her some downtime, and some violence of her past catches up with her. Fun issue.
Are you just reading the Joshua Williamson one, or are you reading the Larry Hama one too?
Just the Energon one, the Joshua Williamson. Yeah. Black community is still mad at Marvel Studios for not recast T'Challa. I'm looking forward to Black Panther 3 with Letitia Wright. Yeah, Denzel's confirmed for it also, which got like one of the, I mean, it's kind of unarguable, one of the greatest actors of all time rolling in, but he couldn't do much for, he didn't help Gladiator 2, unfortunately. Right. Well, to be fair, if he wasn't in Gladiator 2, it probably would have performed a lot worse. I don't think it performed too bad, but it needed to do a lot more to be a financial success. It just wasn't a great movie. Like, how you going to make a sequel to Gladiator?
Right.
I mean, Monsterverse stuff is rolling. This is legit Monsterverse. Legendary Comics return to Skull Island. There's a 6-issue limited animated series on Netflix that is in the Monsterverse. You got Kong, Skull Island, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla X Kong. Then you got Monarch Legacy of Monsters on Apple, but you have Skull Island on Netflix, which is an animated Kong show. This picks up after that and gets going. So I need to go back and watch the end of that. I never finished that show. Some of this is in the off, but there's a lot of people on Skull Island. It's a little bit in the past, not far in the past. There's like technology and stuff. Action packed, but a lot of dynamics of what happens on Skull Island between the movie that we got and the island's ultimate fate of destruction under that forever storm. A lot of monsters in here. Godzilla heist wrapped up exactly how you expected. This guy whose mom was crucial in making Mechagodzilla, it's revealed that his ultimate heist was to double cross everyone and get a hold of his mom's ultimate creation, Mechagodzilla, so that he can be the most powerful person in the world. When he pulls up out of the ground with it, who's obviously waiting there? Godzilla. So it goes exactly how you think it'll go. Exactly. And it was a blast. It was fun because this guy is cool. And the realization of him, like, dude, there's There's no winning this kind of thing. It was cool. He goes down with the ship, but you get a little twist into it where he makes it out. Oh, another Void Rivals. He touched Zerta also. The Primus dude here, who's like a total bam. So this issue ends with like them like charging Hot Rod and the other Transformer who's been there for a while. It's like fight mode. Nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. It's kind of cool. Like, are we supposed to be unifying or not unifying? Are we all going to die or not? Like, these two psychos are trying to make all these decisions for us. You reading any Miller World?
Not those, no.
Well, this one wrapped up, so I highly suggest any and everybody check out Magic Order. This is volume 5, one of the longest running Miller World books out there outside of Jupiter's Legacy stuff. But Cordelia there saves the day. This is an all-out battle of magic. All the magicians from forever are brought in to fight the old ones, basically, in this big finale issue. It was fun. Huck, Big Bad World number 3. They're still on a quest across America to find all the other people that were touched by the Gypsy Lady. They were given these abilities. This one is able to bring things back from the dead. And they try to help them find purpose and stuff while they're ultimately looking for one specific person that they just don't quite have enough information on for Huck to be able to find them. But we're slowly getting there. We're getting there. I believe there's 2 more issues of that.
The last Mark Miller one I read was Vatican City.
Oh, that was fun. 3 fun issues. It kind of just well, let's end this real quick, kind of into it. Yeah. Like, let's nuke them. All right. Oh, Department of Truth. This was cool. Issue 31 and 32. This is a girl whose friend has gone missing. It's basically the dangers of 4chan, and I'm not joking. It's super fun. The Black Hats. There's even an entire Wi-Fi's episode on this. That whole idea of like, you know, when you turn a light off in a room and there just happens to be the figure of someone off the corner of your eye. When you look, they're not there, but it's like it's just a black figure with a hat on. It's that, like, that's what's so fun about this book is they take these things and they explore them in a way through storytelling that are just so fun. But that I'm enjoying. There should be 1 more issue in this story arc. The missing girl's friend goes looking for her, talking to friends and family members, figuring out what she was doing online, talking to some of the people. There's like a Nick Fuentes character-esque kind of thing in there, which is pretty funny. It's cool how they lend so much from reality, but they're not on the nose about it. Like, you can figure out who they're talking about, and it gives the book so much more pizzazz. Like when they did the Not Alex Jones back in the early pages of it. Yeah, it's cool. What's cool about it is that it shows you that he's literally got his finger on the pulse of so much going on to be able to write these stories in this depth. Paul, did you read this?
I did. I absolutely loved it. If you're not reading it, you need to read it. I would say just for that issue, but you can't just read that issue and not read everything else.
Yeah, it's only 5 issues, but this issue right here will put your jaw on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was crazy. We had the Miranda brothers on the show, I guess 5 months ago.
Yeah.
To talk about this book early on. Big fans of the Miranda brothers. And they said that originally this story that's told in these 5 issues was just meant to be like the prologue of the actual book, but they decided to pull it out into like a little mini series in the front end just to get it out there and see how it plays. And just knowing that this is simply the prologue to the actual story and world of Blade Forger is crazy. Is crazy. This world is massive. There's so much left to explore. So many questions I have. I messaged Janaki the second that I got done reading it. I'm like, bro, please tell me volume 2 has got a shelf date already. And they're working on it. They're working on things, some diamond issues and stuff like that. But I highly, highly recommend people check it out. You'll never see it coming. This is one of my favorite issues of Terminator that we got yet. This is issue number 9. This is Judgment Day, like the Judgment Day that they stopped from happening in Terminator 2. This is it actually playing out and actually happening. If John Connor and Sarah Connor were not there to stop it, this is literally that day playing out. This was awesome. I'm really enjoying that Terminator series. I'm dying over here, Paul. What is something that you got? You got any in your stack near you?
Uh,
Yeah, a lot of Ghost Machine.
Not really. We covered pretty much everything that I
Boom.
read.
Well, Ghost Machine then.
Right. Okay. Wouldn't be an Halo. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if you're still reading this. I'm ready to drop this, but I don't think I am. I think I'm going to suffer through it so I can complain about it. This book sucks, flat out. You know, I'm very biased to Ghost Machine. We have these people on. Tomasi's a good writer. This book is so pointless. It's crazy. I cannot recommend anyone read this, but I'll read it and tell you why you shouldn't. Our main characters in this one, guess what they do? Guess what ground we cover? They do a school play, from getting cast, from doing lines at home, to going to school and rehearsing, to doing the play. This is simply an issue of them doing a school play. And then on the very last page, the actual plot moves forward exactly one page. One page. The problem with this book, since issue number 1, is the fact that the story itself, the story that you buy it for, that eternal struggle between heaven and hell, good versus evil, nature versus nurture, we're not exploring that. We're not doing anything with that. We're simply like having this weird fantasy retelling of what life would be like if Peter J. Tomasi was like in middle school. I don't understand what we're doing here. This is so pointless. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the thing that if you liked The Fourth World and you liked Super Sons, this isn't for you because it's not as good as either one of them.
No, not at all. But there's so much, like the foundation for an excellent story is all here. A tale as old as time. You know, the heaven
nature versus nurture, all that good stuff. So
light versus dark. Hornsby versus Halo. Hornsby and Halo. Can you overcome your nature? Rocket Fellers. Yo, this has taken off like a rocket. Like a rocket. This is awesome. This is issue number 7. Peter J. Tomasi, the same guy just roasted for that. Praise. All the praise in the world. This is why you can't put both of these books out in the same month and expect us to not know the difference.
Right.
So this is awesome. We're finally getting the a little bit of backstory in this. We spend the entire issue in the past, which equals in the future. We get to see the family all together in the past, which is the future, because it's a story about a family from the future going to the past, so the past is the future. And in this story, you get to see the corporate setup and make of the future. They're all well-to-do families that are kind of like top scientists at tech companies, and the tech company is ultimately working on a bioorganic technology. And this character here who's hunting them, who is revealed to be the oldest sister of the family, you get to see her before this. Her husband is like the president of the company. She's his security detail by choice. This woman is like it's like Mama told her, you know, like in times of peace, warriors will seek out war. And that's her in a nutshell. And corporate sabotage, all kinds of things. You can see the balls rolling, which ultimately causes Roland to grab the eye and dip, the eye which contains the techno-organic technology that they're all fighting over, because they're basically fighting to control the future. You know, who's going to be the most powerful person in the future. Super good. So good. Highly recommend. All ages can read this too, by the way. No cussing, no swearing, no excessive violence. It's proper family odysseys. Highly recommend. Not this though. This is trash. Ghost Machine.
Yep.
Geiger number 16 from the Unnamed Universe. We had a fill-in artist on the inside, which they're awesome about keeping books coming out on time. You get your regular mainstays, but they have these temporary artists come in like you should.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying different things on different titles. Like with Geiger, they're putting out every month, but if they need to, they'll have a fill-in artist. Redcoat has the same artist, but they're taking a month off here or there. Rook is, let me get the 6 issues done. We'll do that. We'll put it on the side for a while. We'll bring it back. We'll give you 6 issues again, it seems like.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for Rook to return.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this will be kind of the Russian scientist here, who's ultimately one of the key responsible people for the bombs falling that created this post-apocalyptic world, that created Treat Geiger, that created Ash Arden. Kind of get a little bit of the story from his perspective. In the last issue, Geiger said, "Get my robot working again, or I'm going to kill you." And he's a nuclear scientist, not into robotics. He's trying to get Junkyard Joe up and running, but they said we're moving. We got to get out of here. And they start traveling. Some people are chasing them down, wasteland stuff. Ultimately, you see that Geiger is unstable after absorbing that nuclear explosion in the last big finale with Ash Arden. He's having bouts of explosion. That's where this last issue ends. It looks like he blew up and died. So it'll be interesting to see where we go next. Steven with a C. What's up, homie? Ruby G, what's up? With the problems they have with publishers, we may not get a chance to explore that universe. What's up, Cuppy?
I think he's talking about Mad Cave, right? I think Pop's talking about Mad Cave.
Oh, yeah. Don't expect the next volume of Blade Forger to be a Mad Cave. Red Coat, issue number 13. Oh, this was with him, the Northerner,
this
the little girl.
The Northerner, yeah.
Yeah, they face off against the Cobbler, this guy clearly from the future who's selling arms and information to people during the Civil War to try to sway the outcome of it. The Northerner holding fast, not giving Simon too much information, but ultimately fighting to make sure Simon gets in the fight, and he does. By the end of it, the Northerner is thrown back through time. We don't know where he's landed yet. We just know it's near Geiger. It's back in the future, yeah.
It says he'll return in issue 20, I think, right?
40. Yeah,
and I think it also mentions that we'll soon have something. Maybe is it in the next Geiger that we're talking about the first family or whatever it is, or
First Ghost?
First Ghost. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's Brad Meltzer's book that's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, the talent pool at Ghost Machine is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
People need to get on these books. It's still early on. It's important to have a consistent publishing schedule, otherwise you lose story momentum and readers. Very true.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Talk to Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee.
We had a few absolute books come out. Me and Paul read through them. We reviewed them over on the DC Deep Dive, which airs on his channel every Monday morning. These came out last week. We posted that video up there. We only got one more issue of Martian Manhunter to suffer through, but that's good. It's not a bad book, but man, it's tough.
It'll be back. It's just taking a little break.
Unfortunately. And tomorrow,
yes,
10 a.m. Sector's channel, the Legion of Darkseid storyline kicks off. And dude, the Legion of Darkseid is relentless. They are brutal. They are savages. That story was so shocking to me. And so, like, as I'm reading, I'm like, no way. No way. Still waiting on issue 2 of Rami's Radio Apocalypse. That's rough. As long as he keeps New Gods coming out on time, I'm all good. Yeah, I don't think I've even heard of Radio Apocalypse. You know what else sucks? And I hate to say it.
What?
This.
Oh, it's pretty to look at.
Very pretty to look at. I want to keep getting it. I enjoy the monster stuff, and I'm going to finish it out. But I just wish the story was more cohesive. Every single issue is just like it's the whole bingo machine concept. You have all these scenes, all these ideas, and they're all written on bingo balls, and you just shuffle them and you pull one out, and you do that for a page and a half. And that there's no through line through any of the story in this at all. This guy just pulls up out of nowhere, catches a kid falling off a water tower. Slayer's been fighting the Wolfman for 3 issues. We don't even know what Dracula is doing now. We got police investigating something that we don't even know how they get to where they get to. I think this might be Mark Spears' first outing writing, so I'm not going to hold too much against him, but
and it actually is the reverse of what would normally be done. Usually there's a series and then you do a trading card set. This one is they did a trading card set and now they're trying to do a series on it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
It can get very disjointed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But it's like he's trying to put there's this one scene just out of left field where there's these 3 people who look weird. One guy looks like a zombie with a visor on, a neon pink visor. One person is a giant. She looks like she's like 15 feet tall, but she's wearing like white panties and a white bra standing in the house. And then there's just another random like 1980s thuggish kid looking thing. And they're looking through a house for something. You don't know why they're in the house. They've never been in the book before. Out of left field. They're looking for a floppy disk. We don't know what or what. It's also random. Nothing at all, and it makes sense whatsoever. I've been waiting for it to come together. He said after the free comic book thing, you kind of get introduced to the through line characters of these kids, which they have been in each issue since then, but all they've done is sat on top of this water tower while the Wolfman and Slayer fight underneath them. But the whole time it's been like it's felt like Monster Squad. Like the only through line you could find was like Dracula trying to bring the monsters together. We don't know what for yet though. And there's literally about 60 different actual characters, not just random people, but characters with designs and looks that they clearly all should have their own backstory, their own motive, their own everything. It's crazy.
He's doing a second series, right?
Monster and the Wolf or something like
Monster and
that.
the
A little
Wolf,
3-issue miniseries fighting Frankenstein and the Wolfman. I'll check it out when it gets
one of those blind bags. Doing a blind bag.
It was like $15, dude.
Yeah.
And all those blind bags only have an issue number 1 in it. That's why I didn't even back that Kickstarter, because at the time of me looking, I talked to him about halfway through the Kickstarter and told him, like, dude, there's no way that you can just buy 1 through 3 on your Kickstarter. It was like you get issue 1A and 1B with 2A and 2B, and issue 2A and 2B with 3. Like you can only get, like, you know what I mean? Like you'd have to double up on an issue to get all 3 of them. And I'm like, I'm not paying that kind of money just to want to read something. Because ultimately I love the artwork. It really is a treat, but I just wanted to read the monster story. It was a cool idea. But if you had to like sum it all up, you couldn't. It's impossible to sum up. There's nothing to sum up. 5 issues in. No summary. It's weird. Some cool covers though, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that comes up bi-monthly though, I think. They'll run every other month, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. Captain Planet number 2 was pretty cool. The Planeteers all finally made it to, now that they have their stones, they meander their way through life and bump into each other in the big city. They get confronted by the corporate D-bags, and they combine their powers to bring out Captain Planet. It was cool. It was fun. It was nostalgic, but it was well put together. All 5 of those characters have clear motive. They have backstory that they gave us a little tease of in the first issue, where you understand where they're coming from and you're excited to learn more about them. And they are all very different in where they come from, their life experiences, their motivations, all that. Clear as day. Who's writing it? David Pepos. Good job, sir. Good job, sir. Thank you, David Pepos.
He's not the guy who does Space Ghost, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, now it's starting to make sense, because I have the Space Ghost annual right here. It says Pepos as well. Crushing it. This dude's awesome. Just don't put him on Punisher, because he did that. That's not his fault. He did that Punisher series after the Jason Aaron one, where it wasn't Frank Castle. It was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was like a S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Ops hitman who went rogue. But this was awesome. This is just issue 13. They did 12 issues. This is 13. The big finale in the annual. Space Ghost versus the world kind of thing. It was dope. I can't wait for the next series to start. I'm still definitely staying on my pool list. But David Pepos is crushing it with the Dynamite books. There's still more books, but we're running out of time because I'm running out of steam. I'm dying over here. I hate to do it.
Okay.
But I'm not cutting the stream early. We're going to pull up this History of the DC Universe. We're going to go through it a little bit faster than the last one. So the new History of the DC Universe is going to be a little bit different today than the last one we did. So the last one that we did, it took us through the creation of the universe all the way to the golden age of comics. So the creation of the universe, the literal creation of the DC Universe in continuity, not in 1938. But that's a time era in DC Comics that isn't explored a lot. There's not a lot of stories from there. There's a lot of characters in current time who have a, air quotes here, history in that time era. So it's all new material for the most part. This is probably going to be the most familiar, because it's a 3-issue series, right? 4. So even with it being 4, this is probably going to be the most familiar issue we get. When the continuity was pretty clean, it was pretty straightforward. In modern times, you've had a lot of events that kind of do some changing and resetting, like Flashpoint, Rebirth, New 52, Dr. Manhattan. All that stuff is going to make the issue 3, possibly 4, very interesting to see how they line up the continuity. But this one here, this is going to be the most familiar to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So take us through here, Paul.
Yeah, so we start off real quick. We get the introduction of Superman, we get the introduction of Batman, the introduction of basically all the heroes, that people are familiar with now. We get Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, all the ones that we know.
And nothing really changes about this either.
Right. The Flash is Barry Allen, so it's not Wally West. But everything that we know, we see Aquaman, we get the Challenges of the Unknown, we get Adam Strange, um, and then we get the and obviously whenever there's light, there's dark, and so we get when these heroes show up, we get supervillains as well, and we get the introduction to Batman's Rogues Gallery, Superman's Rogues Gallery, Flash's Rogues Gallery. Um, this is, I think, where it starts to get interesting is when we start talking about the Teen Titans. We talk about now the original Teen Titans, the one that from the '70s, the late '60s and the '70s, and we talk about, Kid Flash and Robin
Yeah, the
and
birth of the
Speedy.
sidekicks.
Exactly, yeah, and Gar. Um, but where it gets interesting is when now we're talking about the Justice League.
Yeah,
It's
this is
now
our
the Justice
first
League.
big change right here.
Yeah, exactly. And because of Cyborg, basically, if you recall, as part of the New 52, Cyborg was considered a founding member of the Justice League. So he's here again, but we kind of have this is a Justice League that kind of the only thing that they really kind of did was they fought off Darkseid, and
Yeah, so if you remember the DC animated film called
right,
Justice League War adapted Jim Lee and Jeff Johns' first volume of Justice League from the New 52. They've literally just cherry picked that story out of the New 52 and just placed it before Brave and the Bold 28, making it the canon first appearance of the Justice League.
correct. And Victor Stone, Cyborg, is injured. He basically is put in stasis, and to kind of heal and everything. And that's kind of how we kind of remove him from the DC history for a little while. We didn't talk about the other, then we talk about the actual, what they consider to be the actual founding of the Justice League, which now has Martian Manhunter that we know of, Black Canary. They don't mention Starro, but they do mention, the Atom. And we talk about Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Elongated Man. And then they talk about the crossover between Earth 1 and Earth 2, with the Justice Society of America and the Justice League of America.
And also, Allred's art is amazing through
It
this.
is, absolutely is.
What a stellar artist. So, yeah, the two Earths become aware of each other.
Right.
Homage to that cover there.
Right. We get the introduction of Supergirl. Her history basically is that she was sent to take care of Kal-El, but she was ended up being time displaced and everything. And so when she gets here, he's already grown and everything. When we flip to the early '70s, Teen Titans, because we talk about Mal, we talk about Narc, we talk about I can't think of who else it was, Bumblebee, Lilith. We
The
get all those
Guardian.
Guardian, right? Those are all the early '70s, mid '70s Teen Titans, and then we get to what is probably the second biggest, and it was mentioned at the end of the last issue, which is the Superman project, the Supermen project. And we see that if you recall in the end of the last issue, we had Niles Caulder, we had
Magnus.
Will Magnus, we had Stagg, Simon Stagg. They were basically the people that were in charge or kind of working in the Superman project. And so we find that we have the Metal Men are created, the Doom Patrol are created, we get Metamorpho, that are all the results of this Superman project.
Yeah, I like that they point out how Dr. Niles Caulder engineered unfortunate accidents to create his Doom Patrol. Thought that was funny.
Yeah. We jump into some magical people, Zatanna, Eclipso. We travel back to see the first appearance of Plastic Man and Animal Man, and then we dive into some of the history of Aquaman, and now everything goes with Atlantis. Because if you recall, also Atlantis, kind of like Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and Atlantis has had such a muddled history that I think now Mark Waid is trying to say, okay, this is the history going forward of everything that happened with
the
with
marriage
Atlantis.
is canon, the death of his canon.
Yep. We see the creation, or we see from Earth 3, the Injustice League, the Crime Syndicate. And then we see that as years have gone on, new and more modern villains have started to appear, like Giganta and Silver Swan, the Angleman, Bizarro, Parasite, all of Batman's Deadshot, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, and we see the first appearance of Sinestro. Then we jump to in some of the Charlton heroes as well as Batgirl, but we see Ted Cord, the Blue Beetle, appears as well as Vic Sage. The Question, who will be coming out in a new series sometime next year, in the middle of next
Yeah,
year.
alongside Green Arrow and Batman.
Exactly.
But yeah, and even Nightshade got some love in here. I thought that
Yep.
was awesome for our Charlton characters.
Mhm.
Wow, that's such a beautiful page splash. And I love the subtle shading on the Question's
You
face.
can see you can kind of see where the eyes and the nose and the mouth.
Yes,
Yeah.
that man is so well done. Allred's man, he's top tier.
Yes. We see Deadman, Hawk and Dove, the Creeper.
Which they get a nice little thing in here with Hawk. I think that's later on. Hank and Don Hall were tapped by the Lords of Order and Chaos as their respective embodiments, transformed in the presence of evil into Hawk, who led with his fist, and Dove, who sought nonviolent resolutions. Hawk has got a wild history. I hope that they made sure to mention that because we're going to get into extant and all that in later issues.
I believe to answer, yes, Laura Allred does color the Mark Allred. Sorry, Mark. I always forget his first name. But Michael Allred pages.
Yeah, it's Mark Russell.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark
Russell and Michael Allred.
Yeah.
And then we see the hero, the Dial H for Hero, as well. And then we jump into the Fourth World.
This is good stuff here.
Yeah, exactly. Brad Walker, his pages are pretty good too. Not just
they're very good.
Yeah. So Brad Walker does
a great contrast with Allred's art.
Yeah.
Very, very dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we touched on the Fourth World in the first issue, the creation of it, the creation of the Fourth World, the creation of the two warring planets, and in this one we kind of get more into like the new gods instead of the old gods.
Right. And we have the pointing out on the next page that, Darkseid actually kind of gets involved in Earth as well with Intergang and everything. So we see that. We
Batman's
see
chest hair.
Exactly. The Guardian. And then we see at the bottom, we see Thorn from Rosenthorn, and then we see Talia al Ghul with the many stories that she had with Batman.
That chest hair is why Damian's here.
Exactly. That just reminds me of the Neil Adams cover where he's laying on the ground and Ra's is standing over him, and it's like just all chest hair. Then we see Swamp Thing.
All beef,
exactly.
No fat.
Yeah. See Swamp Thing. We see Guy Gardner.
Yeah, the Parliament of the Trees. Remember, they showed us the first ever Swamp Thing in the last issue. So at this point, Alec Holland has been chosen. But man, I just want to get that first Swamp Thing again. That little plant-based meatball with arms and legs.
And we see Nubia, who was the last Amazon to guard the Well of Souls.
Then our martial arts characters, including Richard Dragon, Bronze Tiger, and the actual goat of martial arts in the DC universe, Lady Shiva.
We get Brad Walker. Looks just like Mike Grell. I drew on that.
Yeah, how good is that?
Yeah. And we see Cobra, who we know comes back many times, and he's defeated by the Justice League repeatedly. So
can't get enough.
We jump back to talk about some of the new heroes that have appeared, like Black Lightning and Ragman, and then we delve very quickly into one of the most infamous events in all of DC Comics history, and that was the death of Aquaman's son at the hands of Black Manta.
It's sad just even seeing that page, man.
Right. Another
back to the Superman project.
Another change in history is Firestorm and Captain Atom are shown as have been created as part of the Superman project, as well as Killer Frost, Lady Clayface, and Man-Bat are all said to have been created as part of the project Superman.
Yeah, so basically scientists all across the land under government influence have been testing stuff to create supers. That doesn't really contradict the modern Pat Broderick era Captain Atom stuff. We do know, and this says right here, Those who survived their experiments and became heroes were Captain Atom, Firestorm, and the Elemental Woman. Captain Atom, who was a prisoner, falsely accused, who took up the experiment as a way to get out of jail free card kind of thing. So that's kind of on brand. They just kind of added the hidden motive of the Superman project behind it, which I think is cool. Firestorm, that's definitely a huge update. And these major update to those.
Absolutely. We had Vixen, we get Amethyst, and of course, what would the history of the DC universe be without Ambush Bug?
Yeah. And they don't really give much context to the timeline with them. They're just saying this is about the time that they appeared. Same thing with the Teen Titans getting the next wave. We get into the new Teen Titans with this era. Raven, Starfire, Donna Troy, Beast Boy. Yeah, this is them. Trigon stuff.
Cyborg comes out of stasis.
Yeah.
So he can be, that way he can have helped create the Justice League as well as the new Teen Titans.
Nice.
And we get
Judas contracts.
Exactly. And Deathstroke and Terra, and we see, Robin becoming Nightwing. And
Wally giving up the Kid Flash mantle.
Yep. We talk about Vigilante and Lobo appear for the first time. We see the Omega Men.
This is a big deal here too with Vigilante, with the show coming out, with him being such a fan favorite. This was another one of those crazy books. Like the way that the Vigilante series ended with Adrian Chase ultimately taking his own life.
Mm-hmm.
They kept that canon. So in mainstream continuity, the new history of the DC universe, Adrian Chase, the Vigilante, is still dead. Which I thought that this would be a great time to roll him back in. When I saw him on this page, I'm like, awesome, Vigilante. And I read it. And it said, Vigilante, but his growing regret at abandoning the rule of law eventually and tragically led him to take his own life. I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to keep him out. Fine. Whatever.
Right. We see Batman in, I think it was Brave and the Bold number 200, created Batman and the Outsiders, or 201, whatever. He basically created the new team. And we see Justice League Detroit.
Yeah. Till they all died.
Vibe is there. We get Captain Gypsy, Steel. We get them all.
Commander Steel, yeah.
Right. And we talk about some more magical Blue Devil, Phantom Stranger, John Constantine are all there. We talk about Infinity Incorporated, and then we start into the Crisis on Infinite Earths. We talk about the Monitor. If you recall, at the beginning of the first issue, we talked about the World Forger, Perpetua, the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor, and I'm forgetting the fourth one now, but
that was it.
Well, those are three. Yeah, sorry. And we talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it ends basically at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths with Supergirl dying and the Flash saying, "I died," and that's where the issue ends.
Look how good that page is, man. The new Dr. Light arises.
Yep.
That's just one hell of a page. Just crazy. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
so again, this is like the most familiar, like, because these are the most iconic moments. So this issue, more than anything, was just like, hey, this person exists, this person exists, this person exists. There's a little bit of exposition. It seems like the Superman project is like the through line that's making the big effects and changes on things. But yeah, super solid, super duper solid. Book 2 really picked up the pace on the DC history. Love the timelines in the book. Yeah, it was a lot faster than book 1. I think a lot of that has to do with we're so familiar with it, but it really was here's this person, here's that person, here's this person, where the other ones, like, it always had like a miniature story of every person, like in 1976 to fight off the bandits attacking the Indian clans. This person appeared, you know what I mean? It gave you a little bit of, because you needed it for those characters. Those characters, for the most part, we did it. Most people don't know about it at all, and even me, a lot of those characters, I'm like, who the hell is that? I think about the only persons that I know that would have known at least 99% of them was you and Pops.
Yeah, and Cliff mentions the stuff in the back of each of them. There is, if you want to really do, for lack of a better term, a deep dive, you can basically, go in. It'll tell you exactly all of the issues that you would need to reference in order to catch up on the moments that are shown throughout the first part of the book. So,
This is it, T-dubs. This is literally that.
Mhm.
For DC, at least.
Yep.
It's not a who's with every character in alphabetical order, but it's the same thing was done in timeline sequence.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is technically the third history of the DC universe we've done. I like it. It's fun. I like this kind of stuff. I remembered.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to shuffle till Paul says stop.
Paul says stop.
And that's it right there. So as the rules go, if you win, be sure to send him a thank you message. If you lose, remember, he said stop. Showed the prizes earlier. I'm dying over here. I'm not going to do it again because I got to spin this egg. I got to go. Got to go right now. I'm dying,
Got
dude.
to go.
I am dying over here. Congrats to Birthday for Comics.
Hey. Oh,
Very cool. All right, save that picture. All right, big shout out. See, thank you to everyone who supports the channel, who's in the channel membership, and especially that Legion tier. It really does make a lot of things possible, and it makes it a lot more fun to be able to do those things. And I appreciate the support. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We'll do this again for each issue of the history of the DC universe, and hopefully it's helpful to people who don't pick it up. Hopefully you see something in there that strikes your fancy and makes you wonder, and you go explore, dive in,
exactly.
get your beak wet. Get your beak wet. Who's winning SummerSlam?
The
guy without the shirt.
It looks like Cody Rhodes won, but Brock Lesnar came back in. It looks like he just beat down John Cena.
Last week, I saw a lot of stuff like Brock Lesnar's not allowed in anywhere because I'm like, dude, everyone loves Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, well, he was supposedly named as one of the
Vince people
or people who did bad things back then.
Yeah, dude, allegations and reality are two very, very different things.
Yep.
Very different. Just ask Candace Owens. My God, have you seen what she's up to lately?
No.
She's, I will not get into it, but she's done 2 interviews at this point with Harvey Weinstein. Like, he is in jail.
Right.
But again, allegations and reality are 2 very different things. And if you're curious, go look into it. Just go watch those and see what's going on with that. So one thing that made me start thinking about that is Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
We hear his name and we assume something, and what we assume is not accurate to reality at all. Whether he did something or not, we don't know. But one thing that I assumed was that he was charged, found guilty, and he had to make amends for bad things that he was proven to do. He was found innocent on all accounts in all courts that he was ever in here in the States, in the UK, in criminal and civil court. The dude was clear. It's just everything that we assume of him is just because we talk and assume and make jokes, and it just exacerbates it. Like, I'm like, dude, I gotta pump my brakes believing so much stuff, especially dangerous stuff like that. Not saying he's an innocent person. I'm just saying they couldn't find guilt.
Right.
What I'm saying. He's from Hollywood. I'm sure he's a real life piece of crap. Sure of it. Unless you're Keanu Reeves, I don't know if you're probably all terrible people. I don't know. Congrats to Steve. Yeah. But yeah, appreciate everybody watching. Hashtag justice for Harvey, all that good stuff. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. All right, that's going to do it for tonight. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. Let's get out of here, Paul.
All right.
See you guys Tuesday for the new DC Day stream. If I'm alive, we'll give some books away and talk some DC Day. 2 p.m. on Tuesday will be the next time I'm live. See y'all there. Peace.